So everyone knows Marvel and Disney is not in the best spot with their movies, and Fantastic Four coming out was one of their last-ditch efforts to get the casual consumer and casual customer back in their good graces, and they made one of the safest movies of all time, according to my friends. I have not seen it. It's a very short movie, clocking in under 2 hours, and it seems like they took almost no risks at all, but according to Variety, Fantastic Four First Steps grossed $11.7 million domestically in its second Friday on the big screen, making for a devastating 80% drop from its debut. And when you go into the article and read more, Fantastic Four grossed $11.7 million domestically in its second Friday on the big screen, marking a devastating 80% drop in its debut. The poor turnout continues. The film will most likely fall short of its initial weekend, two estimates of $45 to $52 million by Sunday. Its domestic grand total currently sits at $170 million and could reach as high as $198 million by the end of the weekend. Marvel shelled out more than $200 million to produce Fantastic Four. So as you can tell, that is not a great thing to have happen. That is a substantial drop-off and points more to what everyone is saying, that the casual consumer is done with Marvel. The first weekend, you're going to have the Marvel diehards and the nerds come and see the movie, and after that, the casuals will most likely flood the market and carry it, but it seems, due to, the box office conditions and everything, and the massive drop-off, that the casual customer is not seeing the movie anymore, and of course, because of this, a lot of people have some bad opinions and good opinions. So first, let's start with some of the bad takes. So this individual with the Spider-Man profile picture says, childish movies like Minecraft, Lilo and Stitch, and Superman are making money in the box office, but real storytelling like Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four are doing bad. This isn't a coincidence. Y'all just hate and bad wording Marvel in general at this point. This is one of the most ridiculous, coping things I've seen from a Marvel fan. Superman, being there, that's the same thing as Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts. You've named all children's movies. Superheroes are for children and teenagers, and it's okay to like it as an adult. I'm not saying you can't, but all of these movies are targeted towards a younger demographic. Of course, Minecraft was going to do fantastic. Kids love Minecraft. The memes, everything from it. That was going to do great, of course, and of course everyone knows that's a terrible movie. Lilo and Stitch, a live-action movie based off one of the most beloved Disney animated movies. That was going to do good. Superman. I also don't think Superman did that fantastic either. It did better than Fantastic Four, but I don't even think that's reaching the level that it was, expected to. And this, it's not because they're great writing. Anyone who thinks Marvel movies are incredible writing needs to go to the movies outside of seeing superheroes slop like this. So here's another take. Some people won't want to hear this, but it might be time to stop putting all the blame on studios and creatives for underperforming movies. It might be time to start looking at the intelligence levels of moviegoers. That's fucking hilarious. If a phenomenally stupid film like Jurassic World Rebirth can crush films like Superman and Fantastic Four at the box office, then something might be wrong with all of us and not the studios or the creatives. This is such a dumb take. Again, I saw Jurassic World, actually, Rebirth, new one, and it was a terrible movie. It was not good at all. I saw Superman. It was decent because my brother invited me out. I have not seen Fantastic Four, and I've heard mixed things on it. People enjoyed it, and some people said, it was very safe, and, they played it really close to the chest to try to make it not fail. The thing people like this John guy has to realize is people are marveled out at this point. Even if they didn't go through a massive time of releasing just crap TV shows, crap movies, shoving politics down your throat and woke bullshit like, whatever, Miss Hulk or She-Hulk, whatever the fuck it was. People are done with this. This brand has been making movies for over a decade. So to put this into context, when Iron Man 1 came out, I was in high school. I am now in my mid-30s with a career and everything else. I am done with Marvel movies. The casual consumer is done with Marvel. The reason why it lasted so long is because people invested so much time into this franchise. So when Endgame happened, that was their sign-off point. Said, okay, I'm good to go. I'm done. And that happened with me and everything else. There's only two superheroes who are immune to this happening. That is Spider-Man and Batman. Those two's movies will always do well because they are transcendent past superheroes in my opinion. So they'll always do well. Like this new Spider-Man movie coming out will do great. The next Batman movies will do great. But everything else is just going to be moderately successful. Like the days of this billion-dollar box office, the casual consumer lining up to go see these movies are done. So now let's go to the last take, and a good take as well. The last one was, but seriously, how do you explain this? Like, what happened? And this guy, I think, said it perfectly, and I'll expand on what he said. Every single popular trend since the dawn of time has seen a spike in popularity and then a complete dip in interest. Doesn't matter if it's music, a fashion style, first-person shooter game, or whatever, the general public will lose interest in something and look at other things. I don't know why this is a complete mystery. And this is nothing but facts. The general audience and the general public have moved on from Marvel. They're done with it. Like I said earlier, Iron Man 1 came out in 2008 when I was a sophomore or junior in high school. I am now in my mid-30s, a full grown-ass man with a career and things going on in my life. I am no longer the target demographic for Marvel, and even if I was, I am checked out. I remember when I saw Endgame, I was actually somewhat happy. Because not only was it actually a decent movie, I enjoyed it, it was a grand spectacle, but the biggest thing was, I'm done with superhero movies except for Spider-Man and Batman. I will still always go see Spider-Man and Batman movies, but I don't have to care to watch all of these mediocre movies anymore. I was so happy that it was done. They've been going on for so long, almost 2 decades at this point. The novelty of these movies have worn off. People are just done with it, and Disney has ran this IP into the ground. So many movies every single year that are just mediocre, people don't care to keep up. So many TV shows that aren't very good to fill Disney Plus's catalog. People are done, checked out, they don't have the interest in it anymore, and they've moved on to other things to spend their time with. And the fact that people can't comprehend this, and Marvel fans are so just flabbergasted that the general consumer doesn't care anymore, and the only thing that's going to make these movies do well are the hardcore Marvel nerds now. The casual customer is gone, besides Spider-Man and Batman, like I said, and it's not only that they ran into the ground, but they injected the woke politics into it, like with She-Hulk and all that bullshit. They've pushed political agendas over and over again. They've preached down to the audience in a bunch of things. They even did this with Star Wars. What a coincidence that 2 of the biggest properties are produced, crap, introduced politics into it, and they are both a pile of rubble now where people aren't excited for anything they're doing. So I think this is the second to final nail in the coffin for the MCU. It is apparent that the casual customer and casual viewer does not care about superheroes anymore. Superhero fatigue has set in, and I think ultimately the biggest test will be how the new X-Men movie does. Because I remember everyone said, it's Fantastic Four and X-Men. Those are the next big things for Marvel. Fantastic Four has flopped or, underperformed significantly. And honestly, in my opinion, the Deadpool and Wolverine movie only did good because of the member berries of Hugh Jackman. People were nostalgic, and they just love Hugh Jackman. But ultimately, I am thrilled that the MCU is done, because I want to actually see a return to just regular movies, because the Marvel formula has seeped in to so many different franchises, and I'm just so sick and tired of seeing it. So yeah, I just thought this was interesting. I thought people were, coping on Twitter. The Marvel fans are coping that, people don't care anymore. They're lashing out, insulting people's intelligence, even though they're watching movies made for, teenagers and children. But, I digress. But just because a movie did bad in the box office doesn't mean you can't enjoy it. For me, Blade Runner 2049 is one of my favorite movies of all time, and that movie significantly flopped, but it doesn't mean that I don't love Blade Runner 2049. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Is the MCU officially dead for the casual customer? Do you think there's one last ditch effort they can do to pull people back? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe if you liked what you saw. Like the video. And until next video, guys, I'll see you.